Hey guys, welcome back. Doing E3 videos, freeform, no script, because I want to get this out. Because there was actually a long time ago where I had E3 and was like, I had a lot to talk about, so I scripted it, and then it never came out. But that doesn't matter. Anyway, so we did EA last time. I thought it was a very solid conference, pretty much the epitome of solid. So now we move on to Bethesda, where things get a little bit interesting. I do actually have the highlights right here. So, because a lot more happened that kind of just flew out of my head. I don't know why. Um, so I don't exactly remember what happened chronologically. So forgive me if these things sound out of order. But I'm just looking at a highlights page right now. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Elder Scrolls. Now they did have some announcements of Elder Scrolls Legends, which what the fuck? Card game, alright. Well, Hearthstone was successful, and I did like it for a bit, but, alright, whatever. Find that weird. But anyway, let's move that to the side, because no one fucking cares. What else? Okay. I'm just looking at the highlights, make sure I get everything. Um, and then there were a couple Elder Scrolls Online updates where they said the entire Dark Brotherhood line of missions would be imported, not I guess rewritten for Elder Scrolls Online, which a lot of people like from Oblivion. But I've only played like a quarter of Skyrim, so I'm not sure how much of a deal that is. Unless I'm talking to other people about it, because they're like, "Oh my God, Dark Brotherhood," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay." I don't really know, but I guess I do have a chance to know because they also announced Skyrim remaster. Now remasters are a little weird. It's actually funny because I actually recorded a Let's Play that's going to be on the Gamer channel, not going to be on here. I recorded a Let's Play with me and a buddy doing the Dead Island remaster. Um, because we were talking about it, we were like, "Oh, dude, Dead Island remaster, totally gonna get it right." And then the other guy's like, "Oh, dude, I totally like play that." And I was like, "Dude, we could like record." Well, actually, he was like, "Dude, we record it, make a big thing of it." I was like, "Are you willing to buy it so we can do this?" And then he was like, "Yes." I bought it. He bought it. We did it. It was it was something. I'm still editing it, so it's not gonna be out for a little bit. Anyway, it does not matter. Um, so remasters are a little weird. They have been for a while. Even the Dishonored Definitive, I bought that, and it's like it doesn't look that different. I did get to get new achievements for the non-lethal ghost run. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, so the Skyrim remaster, I was a little skeptical when they first had like Skyrim remaster. And then they showed a little bit of footage, and I was like, that looks the same thing. But then it had a little prompt that said PlayStation 3, and it's like, oh, okay, sorry, I judged a little bit early. And then they transitioned, and it did look a lot better. There is a very obvious transition, which I like, because remasters that you have to pull side by side, you shouldn't have to do that, unless you just forgot what the last one looked like. You shouldn't have to pull side by sides, but there's a couple more pixels right there behind his head. So yeah, I am pretty interesting. I am pretty. I am pretty interesting. I am pretty interested in the Skyrim remaster because I only played a quarter of it. Then I ran into a glitch, and I wasn't able to go back without like skipping an hour of gameplay that I had. So I just forget it. So I am pretty interested. I hope they fix some of the glitches because that was an issue. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. That was pretty much all the Elder Scrolls stuff. Let's see what else. Doom got a new DLC map. That's pretty interesting. The stat map, I'm not really sure about because I tried the snap map, and then I was like, I can't really figure it out. That's kind of how I am with creation. If I figure it out, I'm gonna make a lot of stuff with it. It's gonna be very interesting. If I don't figure it out, it's gonna be weird. Also, the fact that I can't control the camera to zoom all around, that's weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, uh, that was actually was that this? Anyway, I'll talk about that when that comes. Um, so yeah, Doom getting new stuff. That's pretty much it for Doom. Um, and then Prey, which I actually found interesting because I knew that Prey had been a project that they had been working on for a while. It had some problems, but the trailer did look pretty interesting. Uh, but I don't really have anything else to say because it's pretty much a cinematic trailer. But I think it's interesting that they're bringing Prey back, but they didn't show any gameplay for it, so it's hard to really talk about it. Um, excuse me. And then there's Quake, new Quake. I found that very weird. That there's gonna be a new Quake, right after a new Doom, which I found interesting. Um, but I did watch the trailer. Again, it was a cinematic trailer, so there's not much to go off of it. But, uh, excuse me. I don't really know what to think of it because I've never played the original Quake. But a lot of people are excited about it, so I think that's good enough on its own. There's a couple games I need to play. They seem to be bringing back games that I haven't played much of, so maybe I need to do that. But anyway, that's Quake, new Quake, Quake Champions, cool, I guess. Um, and then there's Fallout 4 stuff. Um, so funny thing, I actually with the Fallout 4 free glitch that happened a while ago. I downloaded it and it actually worked for a while, and then yesterday it stopped working. I was sad. I may have to buy it again. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty interested in some of the Fallout 4 stuff because I like Fallout 4 for how much I played it. It's interesting. It's a little frustrating because of how quickly you can die. You're just like, oh, I'm walking around, and then boom, you're dead. Go back 30 minutes. Cool game. All right, fuck it. So yeah, there's some Fallout 4 stuff, but let's get the Fallout Shelter stuff out of the way. First of all, there's gonna be some updates to how the game works. You can send your characters on quests. But also that Fallout Shelter is going to be coming to PC, which I like because my mobile stuff is not very powerful, so I can't even run most of the stuff that comes out for phone. So I do appreciate that's coming to PC. I do like that. Um, so that's the Fallout Shelter stuff. There's a couple Fallout 4 DLC stuff. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it was like a Nuka Cola amusement park. That was a little strange. But it does look interesting. There's a couple new updates for them for the creation process uh, of Fallout 4. Again, the Fallout 4 creation, that's also one of those things where if you don't figure it out, it's going to be very weird. But also one of the big things for that they announced at the end of it, which was VR versions of Fallout 4 and Doom. That's interesting. Um, a VR version of Doom is going to be very weird. Also with Fallout 4, but with the stuff like the Oculus, you can get used to that. But they also announced it for the HTC Vive. For those of you who don't, for Vive, for those of you who don't know, the Vive is a fully like motion controlled thing where you move around and the character moves, which is weird because Fallout 4 is very big. So I don't know how that's gonna play out. Oh, also, apparently new Wolfenstein teased in the Quake trailer. Maybe. I did see that for a split second, but I wasn't quite sure about that. I'm just looking at highlights. I think that's it for that stuff. But also, they ended with the game that I had been anticipating for years, which is Dishonored 2. So they showed the same cinematic trailer for Dishonored 2 at the beginning of the conference. Wait, no, they didn't. No, I'm thinking of the pre-show, which I found interesting because Bethesda was 17 minutes late in broadcasting, so we had to watch the pre-show because I was like, "Is this the conference? I'm not sure if I like that or not." Which is a very nice way of saying it. I don't like this at all. But anyway, Dishonored 2. We got to see new gameplay. They talked about new mechanics with it. Um, they showed pretty much the beginning of the game where it's Emily and Corvo. Also, Corvo will be fully voiced, apparently by the guy who voiced Garrett in Thief, which actually is pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, they showed a couple things. They showed the opening. You can choose between Corvo or Emily. Which, you know what? When I was thinking of Dishonored 2 after I played Dishonored, because I was pretty sure they were going to make a sequel, I was thinking it would be cool if they picked up with like Emily and she's the assassin now. And the first time I saw the cinematic trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, they did it! They stole my idea." No, they didn't. And then they showed gameplay trailer of Emily in action going through the new city. I don't remember the name of it, but of going through the new city. It looks really pretty. Not like from a graphical standpoint too, but also the design of the city reminds me of like a mechanical Mediterranean, which actually is pretty interesting. I like that. I like that cool city designs are still a thing. Um, so I did watch the gameplay. The gameplay does look fun. There's new mechanics to play around with when you're playing as Emily. They didn't show playing as Corvo, which I kind of wish they did, but they didn't. So Emily has new powers to play around with, uh, such as the domino effect, the shadow walk. Those are pretty cool, and I'm gonna have fun going through the whole game without killing anyone or getting spotted. Which it looks like it might be a little easier because there's a lot more powers that help you uh, trick other enemies. Yeah, but sometimes using powers like that can make the enemies unpredictable, so it's harder to do a non-lethal ghost run. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Dishonored 2, it looked amazing. I'm super excited for it. Oh, I can't wait. Sorry about that. So I think that was pretty much Bethesda's conference. It was more interesting than EA's. It did have some heavy hitters that I'm interested in. A couple surprises that I liked. The VR stuff was a little interesting, but it was pretty cool. So yeah, that was a Bethesda's press conference. Tune in next time for Microsoft, the first Titan that we're gonna get to.